welcome back. We're here once again with Breathe and Strive. My name is Martin. You've got the beautiful sunshine, you've got the beautiful clouds, and you got me. And today we're going to be talking about you versus yourself. Because in every situation in life where we tend to project our problems on our environment or our previous experiences or traumas, they tend to manifest in feelings, stopping us from achieving what we really want. In actuality, it's just you against yourself. Now let's rewind and take it from the beginning. A lot of times in our age of technology and information, I hear from people, oh, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. Or, yeah, I'm just feeling lazy today, so I'm not gonna do anything, just gonna chill out. And of course, sometimes you need those days, but we are living in a society where laziness, boredom, and procrastination almost have their own culture at this point. Let me ask you, why is that? Why is it that we live in an age where we have an abundance of information, an abundance of things you can learn, an abundance of opportunities to do sports or arts or master any craft? If you live on the Western Hemisphere and you are living near any major city, or even if in a small town, you can learn how to write, how to paint, how to sculpt, how to dance, how to do a martial art. You can simply go to the gym and lift weights. With a click or a tap, you have access to limitless amounts of information. It's literally at your fingertips. We got mini computers in our pockets. That's probably how you're watching this video right now. So explain to me, in this situation when you've got abundance of everything that was simply unimaginable before, you can say you are bored. Don't worry, I'll tell you. So, whenever you look within yourself, you can always see two different sides of human nature. One is your proactive side. Your proactive side takes initiative, makes the decisions, and starts doing whatever it needs to do with no hesitation whatsoever. And then there's your reactive side. And the reactive side is the one that keeps on waiting, keeps on being bored, and keeps on procrastinating until something happens to it. Now take a moment and think about your actions recently. Have you been a proactive or a reactive person? Because whenever you fall into this mindset, you fall into this paradigm of just being reactive, it's very easy to go on a binge of complaining and saying, all of these things are out of my control, they're affecting me. But in reality, it is you who has control, right? If somebody is mean to you, it is up to you to take that personally and respond in a certain way. If it starts raining, which is absolutely out of your control, it is your responsibility to keep it together, not panic, and just grab your umbrella and go on with your day, right? Now, the thing is that we live in a culture where being reactive is not only normal, sometimes it's even encouraged, which is absolutely ridiculous, because when you think about it, being reactive does not lead anywhere. Being passive, just sitting and waiting for something to happen, is never gonna give you results. It's never gonna make you happy. No one has ever spent their life sitting around and waiting for something to happen and then has become successful and happy and has achieved something that was memorable and noteworthy, right? Everything that is positive comes from our proactive side. So what do proactive people do? Proactive people realize that it's always you versus you. Everything is your responsibility. Have you got into an abusive relationship? It is your responsibility to just boom, get out of it. Have you got into a situation where you're working a job you don't like and you find yourself complaining about the job, you find yourself complaining about the fact that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing? It is your responsibility to quit that job and start doing the work. Proactive people, and let's take Elon Musk for an example, who's really on top right now. He's one of the most successful entrepreneurs that people love looking at and thinking, how did he get there? Elon Musk, trust me, he's from South Africa, by the way, and obviously now he's gone to America, he's gone worldwide, he's gone to the Silicon Valley, is the owner of like 3 super successful companies like PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX. He's doing things that are changing our world in the front of our eyes, and you can follow it. But the thing is, trust me, this guy did not spend his days sitting on the couch and waiting for something to happen. It did not look like, a regular Sunday evening. Elon said to himself, "Oh, dude, I'm bored. Hey, let's make an electric car that can compete with Mercedes Benz." No, that's not what happened. Elon Musk spent years and years and years working hard. It was blood, sweat, and tears, sitting in his basement and programming. I'm not sure if it was a basement, but programming and analyzing and planning and executing, sleepless nights, sleepless months. And after all of that stuff added up, he never stops to say, "Oh man, why is this happening to me? Why have I not got my #1 company yet?" That never happened. Even to this day, when you look at this guy, he's so humble because he knows the work it takes to get to that point, and he knows that he is only at the beginning still. Now, if you take on this mentality, if you realize the power of taking all the responsibility, and you avoid complaining, you avoid criticizing, you realize that every single negative piece of information that comes out of you, either through your body language or through spoken word, or simply through your general attitude and the way you carry yourself, it is all coming from your reactive side of your personality. Now, when you make an effort and you shift to the proactive side and you realize everything is me versus myself. Every single time I criticize another person, I am projecting my self-image onto them. Every time I feel like criticizing someone who's living a lifestyle that is not so focused on their personal health like mine, I am usually this close to saying, "Dude, what are you doing to yourself?" And then I realize maybe that's what works for that person. Maybe that's what helps that person stay on their hustle and create something positive. Who am I to know, and who am I to judge, and who am I to tell them how to control their diet? That is simply the image that I project on them of someone I would not like to become. So I am actually criticizing myself when I tell them, "Hey, stop eating that junk food." I'm really talking to myself. "Hey dude, remember that one time you binge ate those fries? Yeah, don't do that again." See, every single time you are voicing a negative opinion, you're complaining, you are facing yourself. If you are complaining about the situation you can't change, you're wasting your time and energy because you are simply scared of becoming proactive, and you have a subconscious fear of taking on a task that might be uncomfortable because it's work. You might fail, which is scary. We're scared of failure. And 3, you subconsciously believe that you are not worthy of success that may come with completing this task. Wait, what did he say? Yes, that's right. You subconsciously think that you are not worthy of the success. You cannot imagine yourself in the spotlight, or you cannot imagine yourself being talked about as, yes, that guy has done it. He has achieved something that most of us haven't. Why is that? A lot of us carry an emotional baggage. years and years of trauma and bad childhood experiences, lack of attention from parents, maybe being bullied. It can be 1,000+1 things. But that at this moment does not matter. That may come in another video. What you need to focus on right now is that you accept the fact that there's no one else in this world responsible for your success than you, and that there's no one else in this world responsible for your negative energy than you. You are the creator of your own reality. Of course, there's always external factors, but you need to take the power of perception and embrace that. I remember when I was living as a student in a small, tiny town in Denmark, which was really, well, boring for a big town person, so to say, right? So if you move to this small Danish village from like New York or from a big city in Spain like Barcelona, you suddenly feel boxed in and you think, oh man, what am I doing here, right? And I remember living there with a roommate who was always asking me, how do you stay so positive? Because I was enjoying the small town life. I was walking around the city, I was breathing in the fresh air, I enjoyed that I don't have to take public transportation. I focused on the positive all the way until I managed to move out of the town and move on to something different in life. But I remember people asking me, hey, aren't you bothered there's literally nothing to do here? Aren't you bothered there's no concerts, there's no big parties, there's no festivals? There were, by the way. But, you know, the complaints kept coming from all these people that were expecting a different experience when they moved to this city. And what I told them is, dude, you have a choice to make in this situation. Do you focus on the negative and wear yourself down, or do you focus on the positive all the way until you're in a position of power where you can change this environment? And a lot of them told me, oh yeah, but okay, that's like lying to yourself, right? You're just pretending. That's not real. Well, let me tell you what, I don't care if it's lying to myself. I don't care if it's pretending. You can put all the labels on it that you want. If it leads to me having a more positive experience, and if it leads to me striving out of the environment, breaking through and creating something better, something more positive, I'm gonna do that. That is the power of perception. That is the choice that you can make to be proactive. That's what I've done, and that's what I invite you to do as well, because that's exactly how you can become the strongest, healthiest, happiest version of yourself. Thanks for being with me today. I'll see you next time.